Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Boozy Botanical Podcast. I'm Angelique.
And I'm Holly.
And we are back today for not only another Boozy Tuesday, but for a very special 30th episode. A very special 30th episode for the Boozy Botanical Podcast.
Yes.
Why?
We have our boozy men with us today.
Boozy dudes.
Pod boys.
Boozy bros.
Boozy bros. Oh my God, that is so cute.
So you guys, it's been now 30 episodes. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's like September or whenever this comes out, August, but September. So yes. It's just freaking crazy. So for our 30th, we wanted to do a special episode because we have talked a lot of stuff about these boys over the last 30, and we thought that they deserve to show their faces and show their sides of the situation.
How you get our take.
Yeah.
Tell the audience how they really feel.
Right. So Holly, who do we have with you today?
So today we have my husband, Tyson.
Hello.
Hi.
He's so excited to be here. No, he is, though. I think it's going to be so much fun. And
on the record.
She's holding the gun under the table.
And to my right, I have my little... Man, I'm treating it like So I Got Fired. I introduce Josh, and I always give him a nickname. I'll do it here. I'll do it here too. My little lotus blossom.
It's good. You haven't used that one yet.
I haven't used that one yet. I've got my boyfriend Josh, guys, who you've heard a lot of. He made a surprise appearance a few weeks ago.
Yes. Oh yeah,
by accident.
I did. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you guys here.
I know.
Just so you guys know, it's not going to be like a standard episode. Like, you know, we're focusing on the boys, so we're not doing a plant papi or mommy this week, but we will catch up on that next week. But this episode is all about testing the knowledge of those that live with planty pros.
That's right.
We're being put to the test?
You're being put to the test. Yes.
Okay.
We will ask you a few questions like, how does it feel to live with two crazy people? Well, one crazy.
I mean, let's be real. But Holly, before we get started, I think maybe we should ask these guys, how long have we been together?
That's right.
So we've been together for 5.5 years, just over 5.5.
The confidence. Look at that.
Like counting months back. Yep.
5.5. Yes.
Yeah.
It's been a minute for you guys.
I think we're approaching 5.5 years, and we are from Arizona, as you guys know, just like you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
What about you guys?
Fun. So we have been. Up. Yes. So we have been together for 6 years.
Yeah.
And married for almost 3.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're just behind you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're like just behind.
Isn't your anniversary December?
Yeah. So our marriage anniversary is December 1st, and then our dating, because we're still dating, is June 18th. So we get to celebrate like once every, I guess, 6 months ish. So.
Yeah, it's like the half.
Any excuse for booze.
Exactly. Any excuse to go to dinner or something.
Yeah.
Really quick, Tyson, can you tell the listeners what it is you do and a quick little tidbit about your podcast before we get into the planty things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a camera assistant, first AC, as well as I have a fantasy sports podcast that I do, a YouTube show. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's called The Edge DFS.
So subscribe, guys.
Hell yeah.
What about you, sir?
So much like Tyson, work in the media industry. I'm an editor, assistant editor by trade. I also edit a few podcasts, such as this one here. Yeah, that's about it. And we have our own podcast called So I Got Fired.
You guys have heard plenty about
one.
So I Got Fired as well.
It's been a few weeks since we recorded, but we got some plans in the works. So
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Holly, what are you guys drinking?
Oh my goodness. Okay, that is
So
so
excited.
I'm not gonna see this, but she has like a purple drink. Do you want to tell them first what you're drinking? That looks
Josh, you want to tell them what we're drinking? Because I don't know what it is.
So this is a lavender gin sour cocktail. It's made with. So I made the lavender syrup, the simple syrup, because we have.
He's not joking, guys. I got a text
guys
today.
were late.
I got a photo of a jar with like a gooey substance, and I was like, "What
Wow.
is that?"
Could be anything.
He's made lavender syrup.
Yeah. Our good friend Mariah, who's also on So I Got Fired. Shout out Mariah. Her roommate is a chef, and she got sent home with a bunch of culinary lavender, like ready to cook with.
Lavender, yeah.
So I've been making cold brews with it, and I thought about it today. Angelique said we have to do like a cocktail, so I was like, I'm gonna bust out the lavender.
Hell yeah.
Why is it purple though? What's the?
Oh yeah, so that's the type of gin. I forget the type of gin that it is. Maybe you could put it in the description or something. But yeah, it's like a purplish gin
It looks bougie
because of the herbs that are in it. And then when you mix it with water, it gets kind of cloudy.
It's not food coloring or anything.
No, that's all natural.
Wow. See, I thought it was from the lavender.
No, yeah.
Same.
The lavender made the syrup like a weird like yellow color. It was not. It was unexpected, but it tastes like pure lavender.
It's
Wow. Dang.
I feel really warm already. So.
Yeah, it's a strong one. It's a strong one.
It's strong. For sure. I am
like, so you're the mixologist, not even a bartender. It's like when you go to these like fancy bars, you're mixologist.
Yesterday, I was like, all right, how do I infuse? How do I infuse something?
Who thinks about that? How do I infuse what we have? And I'm like, you're a wizard.
The possibilities are endless.
You're telling me.
So basically, we just have to make Josh make your cocktails every week. So that
I'll be the recipe. Yeah.
Yes.
The one time I had a nice cocktail, the sunrise one, was because he did it.
Oh yeah.
That was the only time.
Yeah.
The perks of working from home, guys.
Yes.
Cheers, guys. What are you guys drinking?
Okay, so we're drinking two different things. So I actually went to the store. My creative thing stopped at the store. That's what I did. But I picked up some, passion fruit juice and some pina colada, like your typical pina colada mixer. Yeah. And then I put Tito's and Malibu. I think that's it. Yeah. Nice. It's pretty good. Yeah.
That's like a sitting by the pool just to get trashed type of drink right there.
It's very sweet. So if you don't like super sweet, you could probably like top it off with some like sparkling water or something like that. But it's pretty good.
You guys, what about you, Ben? What are you having today?
I also went to the store.
Nice.
A lot less creative than you guys.
There's like the tiers of creativity.
Is it a watermelon Truly?
It's a Truly citrus punch. They have this new vintage version that came out. It's like my favorite.
And you guys have heard us talk about the Truly lemonade on the podcast, but this is the fruit punch one. Pretty good.
I've never seen this one.
I'm down for anything fruit punch. Like fruit punch is my go-to flavor for most things. So
100 calories and no sugar, 1 gram of sugar.
Nice.
Magic in a can.
I know.
I'm like, someone's lying, guys. Somebody's lying.
Dude, it's like on The Office when he takes all the women to the mall and he's like, I can't believe this yogurt has no calories.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody said it didn't have any calories.
Oh, Michael.
Amazing. I feel like I wonder what kind of plant Michael Scott would have in his house.
What house
plant? Let's go around there as all Office fans here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, boys, that's your first question. What plant would Michael Scott have? You go first, babe.
I feel like he'd keep it basic. I feel like he'd have like a pothos that is like always on the verge of dying, but somehow
the last day he gives it water and it perks up and loses
somehow.
That's a solid plant.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What do you think, Jason?
Maybe the succulent because he's always at work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like low maintenance.
Maybe.
Yes. Well, and remember, I don't know if you guys caught this little not so much an Easter egg, but when Holly Flax comes to Scranton, she has a box, and I think it's a syngonium, of like a houseplant that she brings to the office.
That's really cute.
It's so crazy. It makes me wonder, like, do they know ahead of time, like, we got to get a Sangonium for this scene, or do they just like go send someone to get a plant and they whatever they come back with?
It's a PA. They're like,
go to Lowe's now.
It's in the breakdown. There's meetings about it.
Yeah, when they were working on like her character board, her description, there's just pictures of different plants. Like
the greensman has to come in and yeah.
Greenman on set.
Greens on set.
Executives from NBC are deciding.
It's so crazy that that's a job.
Just balancing
so
two
crazy.
plants.
I know.
Which one are we gonna do? That is crazy that that's a job, and it probably pays so well.
Yeah. Seems
for a while I talked about my cousin has an ex-boyfriend who works in the industry as a greensman, and when I first moved out here I had a meeting with him just to like talk about like what the thing was, and he's like, I mean, it's work, but like I don't know if you're gonna like it. And I was like, made me second guess for sure.
You could have been a plant daddy 5 years ago.
I know. Well, I think that a lot of it they use fake plants, but they definitely use real ones in some stuff.
I think sometimes they do use real ones.
Yeah.
So if you guys are listening and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Greensmen. So like on movies, just like you have art department or makeup people, if the scene calls for any type of greenery, there's a whole department, and it's usually called greensman because it's, misogynistic, but it's greens person,
greens people,
sound guy. Anyways,
it's true.
But yes, essentially, it's what it sounds like. It's all about dressing up plants.
Whenever I finally do like my own movie, I'm gonna have a whole budget for the greens department. Like monsteras to the left, figs to the right.
A third of your budget is going to go to plants.
They're going to be like, why are we working off of like a camera phone? And I'm like, there was a greens budget, guys. I had to get cut.
No camera and grip budget. But...
Oh my God. I remember one time I was working on a movie and they had plants, and director or someone was like, oh, you can have this plant. It was a giant bird of paradise that they used for like some of the outdoor scenes and whatever. And I was like, I'll take it. That's awesome. And then it's like the director was such a narc. They were like, wait a minute. You have to drive here from California or back to California. You better not. Better be safe. I was like, I do it all the time.
You're like, excuse me, I'm at Concrete Botanical _, ma'am.
I was so close.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Like maybe 5 years ago. But
yeah.
I've been there too, though. When Josh was working at the media company in Culver City.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if we can out them, so I won't. It was like over Christmas break, and he just had to stop by the office, even though they were closed. And I was with him, and I was like peeking around like the snack area, seeing what I could take. And I look in the trash, and there was a whole pothos in the trash. Remember?
Oh my God!
It was like all flopped over, and I still have parts of that pothos to this day.
I was gonna say we still have parts of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
nice.
you need to quit this job.
They treat their plants like this. How do you think they treat their employees?
Later, I was furloughed.
With
so
respect. Then you were fired, and then you were furloughed.
Yeah. Fired, rehired, and then furloughed.
So they really appreciated you. Well, Holly,
yes.
Can you please get us started on our interview? Because I'm excited to hear these responses.
Yes. Okay. So we want to know, the people want to know, I'm sure, how does it feel to live in a house with so many plants?
Tyson, take it away.
Okay.
Babe.
It is nice 90% of the time. Sometimes I wake up.
10%'s a big chunk.
Take a drink every time the boys pause in fear.
And then sometimes I wake up to take a shower, and it's about a 20-minute process to actually get in the shower. I'm moving plants. It's 6 a.m. It's dark.
I've been there, man.
Or I'm washing my hands, or anywhere where water is at, or there's a drain. I had to actually. All right, I'm going off on a tangent here. I had to we had to stop using our ensuite shower for like a week because I couldn't unclog it.
Oh no!
There's so much soil and rocks and
Hummus.
And, whatever that is. And hummus? You put hummus?
Hummus is in the drain.
I finally fixed it today, but But yeah, I've been using the guest bathroom for weeks.
Tyson, that makes me think because our kitchen or our bathroom sink is like continuously clogged, and I've drained it a couple of times.
Oh yeah. When we were in Glendale, that same issue multiple times.
I remember that. It was just forever clogged, no matter what we did.
I came over for a recording, and you're like, "Don't use the sink."
You'd wash your hands, and it would overflow on the ground. Pretty much. It wasn't even a drain; it was just completely plugged off.
I feel so called out by you right now, Tyson, because I was literally at Home Goods yesterday looking for like the catchers for the drains for the shower because I'm like, I don't want to hear this tomorrow.
Please do.
And I had to buy like this like sort of drain thing for the kitchen sink that we periodically do just to keep it fresh.
You know, now it all makes sense. It's all making sense.
Okay. We'll talk after.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
How about you, Josh?
Well, aside from the sinks and the tub, which are like you said, like continually in use.
Live in a home.
Yeah. Like right now, right before this, I had to take a shower, but I had to hold for the greens.
I ran in slow motion, and I was like, "Hold on, there's a snake plant in there."
Because you know what's happened one time is like Tyson had the shower running like super hot because our old shower like it took forever for the water to get hot. So sometimes you would like let it go, and I'm like, "Wait, you're burning plants!"
Oh God.
And it was hot. The leaves felt hot.
I think we would instantly fight because you'd be like, "Well, I need a shower."
Well, I definitely learned. That's a lesson I learned because the first few months of you like really getting into plants, I used to just turn the shower on without looking, but now I have to like check and see, and then
that's a party foul now.
This is news to me.
I mean, who looks? I expect it to be the way I left it, just empty.
Oh yeah, what's gonna be in there?
As a woman, I check everywhere before I go into things. Guys, take note.
Fair enough.
Right. That's right.
Fair enough. But aside from that, it's really dope having all the greenery in the house. I feel like I've lived in apartments and in bachelor pads that were
gross,
white and tan, and it's a vibe, but
no, it's not.
it's nowhere near the vibe that we have now. Like, I come in the door now and I'm like, I look around, I'm like, damn, this is a really cool house. Like, I'm really,
so much oxygen.
Yeah, all the oxygen. Yeah,
I agree with you, Josh. It is pretty awesome though. There's only a couple small little downsides, but I can get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do notice when we take plants away. So if I'm watering a whole bunch of plants, like you made comments before where he's like, that corner looks dead. Like it looks dead over there. And I'm like, see, you do like the plant.
Yeah.
It is true though. Like sometimes I'll take a plant out to water, like a big statement plant, and I'm like, where did I get all this room? Or like, it's very plain. Yeah, like my monstera.
Yes, it does get very boring without it. But that leads go into like our next sort of question is what's the best and worst part? I guess you guys kind of answered, but yeah.
What's like the number, like the best thing for you, would you say?
Best part is definitely like waking up and feeling like I'm living in a living space, not just like a drab, office.
Very good. Word.
Yeah.
Drab.
I feel like the place I used to live at, but when you and I first met, me and my brother lived in a couple places together, and there was no decoration. There was just just the walls. The walls and the carpet were all over.
A Newfound Glory flag on the wall.
I had a Newfound Glory flag on the wall.
Really added some color to the space.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely feels like a living space. It's all the greenery here. Yeah.
Yeah. Aw. That's so awesome.
I want to know, going off of the shower business and yada yada yada, no big deal. Where's the weirdest place you have located a living plant?
The weirdest place.
And if you got one off the top of your head, go for it. I see Josh's brain just turning. I had to think about this. I was like, where's the weirdest place I've left for?
I know, yeah.
If you asked me like 4 or 5 years ago, I'd probably have a good answer, but they're just everywhere. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's weird. Like where they're at now, I'm kind of just used to them being there.
Yeah.
It's more weird if they're not somewhere. I think that's
Yeah. I guess when we first moved in here, like occasionally finding succulents just like scattered across the backyard. But that was we have a neighborhood cat that likes to play with the succulents occasionally.
Her name's Blackie, and she plays soccer with my succulents.
Yeah.
Really rude. I feel like for me, like it would be like I like squeeze them onto little ledges, like our AC, like our heater and things like that. That you don't expect.
At the old place, the few that were on the AC kind of tucked between the blinds and the.
That's right.
I'd always forget that they were there.
It's like for whoever's watching, you can see behind us. There's like a window AC unit. Our old place had that too, and I would just hide them on top so they would get sunlight because I didn't have a lot of windows.
Wasn't that because also Bagheera he would get to the plant, so you'd have to their cat.
Drastic measures. Holly, he's overtaken the Prince of Orange you gave me.
Really?
Oh no! I might have to get rid of it. Like,
I wonder why he loves that plant.
Because he's an asshole. I don't like.
It's when a cat decides that they like a plant, it's over. Like that's what I found when we used to have a spider plant. It didn't matter where that plant was, or like no matter what I did, Fitzy would just eat it, and I'd be looking right at me. I'm like, no, and he's just like,
literally, Bagheera ate it in front of me. He had to see me go near water to be like. And then he stopped, and like Josh from the other room hears me going, "Hey!" like, freaking out.
I'm like, is everything okay?
But it's weird. They just choose one or two.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a smell thing or if it's a.
I don't know, but I'm like, dude, that's poisonous. Calm down. But
he's
like, literally, our cat's baked all the time. He's like, your dad just took a hit outside, so am I.
Like trying to get high.
He doesn't like catnip, so I guess he needs something.
Right.
What is this story you mentioned to me about taking Tyson to all the places under the sun?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. This could have
Tyson, let us know how you feel about this. Okay.
Been like under the worst parts. Okay. So there's like this inside joke that we have that I always take us to these like crazy places for plants. And one time in particular, we were in Compton, like I was going to say a really bad part of Compton, but it's all kind of bad. But yeah, he was just so like, I don't even know what you must have been thinking, honestly, because you were just like, where the hell are you taking us? And it turned out to be, I was doing a trade and I got like my variegated monstera. So I'm like, trust me, this is worth it. Yeah. And then another
crime is too heavy, sir.
Another time, okay, we were driving around Florida, and what I like to do if we're just in a random part that we've never been to, I'll just like geo look at like for plant nurseries on Google Maps or whatever. And we went to this one place. It was supposed to be a business, but it was someone's house. And there was this crazy man. I mean, he was nice, but it was like his house, and he pretty much just sold bamboo. And so now when as like the crazy bamboo man.
It was on dirt road. We had to call and give him a code word to, to have him come outside.
Wow. Easy.
No, because literally we asked him, we were like, so like, what are your hours? And he's like, well, it's whenever I'm home. And we're like, so are you home now?
What do you mean I'm home?
I'm like, this is your home?
Red flag number 1.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
It was interesting. And then another time we were just down like this dirt road and there's just farms everywhere. But that place turned out to be really cool because it's called EFG Orchids in DeLand, Florida. And it's like a little mini rainforest.
It's
really
huge.
Cool. Yeah.
It's huge. It's one of the biggest places I think I've ever been to.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Way.
If you guys are listening from California and you've been to Andy's Orchids, it's a very similar vibes to that, but they also have a bunch of other plants as well. So usually wherever I take us, it's worth it, minus the bamboo man. But
that sounds like a serial killer out of Florida, the bamboo man.
It's a Florida man, it's bamboo man.
Guess you get him on the podcast.
Oh, God.
You probably would do it.
Dude, he would not stop talking too. So we went and he was just talking. And I'm like, can we please leave?
Like, I need to leave because if this reaches a 15-minute conversation, I have to buy bamboo.
Oh my God. It was like, it was like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
I wonder what it is about plants that attracts like eccentric people. Because there's been some times where we've been at like some nurseries and like I'll just overhear conversations, or you'll have conversations of like just like crazy plant lady
example.
talk.
Yeah.
I can't think of one specific, but like I can just see from afar, from like an outside looking in, that like there's some people that are really, really into this whole world, and like some people that make it their lives, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So, think about like you and like hip hop.
Yeah.
Like,
but I would consider, like, I wouldn't consider myself as into hip hop as like, as someone who runs a nursery is into plants, you know?
Yeah. Or like sneakerheads or like
Yeah.
cards, you know, like how you, Tyson, collect sports cards and
I didn't know that, Tyson.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's like stores, all the people that run those stores are all probably fanatics, and to some extent, you know what I mean? Whether it's the value
Watch
or
that
the
word.
or
Just kidding.
or just the content itself. But yeah.
True. It's like you have thespians and then you have plant people.
Yeah.
And I am both.
One and the same.
Oh no! Literally. Okay, so I told you guys, the boys don't know, but I told the listeners a few weeks ago that I auditioned for a theater in Arizona.
Yes.
And literally, I was like, oh my God, if I get cast, and because I don't know if it's going to be for one show or their whole 2021, 2022 season. So I was like, oh my God, if I get cast for the full season and I'm gone for 8 months, do I have to get rid of plants? But then I was like, no, I'm gonna just fly home every weekend. It's fine.
I'll be here too. Like,
I know, but it's a
Josh says,
lot.
you don't trust me to take care of your plants?
I'm just saying, oh my God, you're gonna start your own plant Instagram. I'm gonna go on Instagram one day being like,
I'm gonna start operating a nursery out the back.
by Josh, and I'm gonna be like, what?
I'm gonna have my own pop-up nursery in the back.
__ plants.
Yeah, with the Z, plants with the Z.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Can
so
you imagine?
funny.
That would be so funny.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, Holly and I have put together a pop quiz for you guys.
Oh man, okay.
This is gonna be
Holly,
fun.
feel free to take away with that first question.
Okay, let's see. What are the ingredients for houseplant soil? Question number 1.
You have 1 minute. Go.
Who's first?
Yeah.
Or both work them
I was gonna
out.
say, should we work
as a team.
together?
Work
Yeah.
as a team.
work as a
Worm
team.
castings, worm casings, something. Worm
Ooh.
stuff.
Stuff.
Worm shit.
All right.
Right.
Worm stuff, check. You can't say that one.
I've heard you say perlite a lot. I'm guessing maybe perlite goes in it.
Controversial answer.
Okay.
Okay.
You think of anything else?
30
Gabe?
seconds on the clock. I'm not timing this.
I don't know. In house
Holly's
plants.
like whispering and Tyson.
Orchid bark.
Good. There's another one that starts with a P, guys. That's not perlite.
I said it earlier. Tyson made a joke out of it.
Will you use it to
Pumice.
Yes.
Oh,
I
pumice.
was gonna use it for your feet.
I was saying, I've only seen it in stone form.
What's the one that's black?
Mm.
I don't know.
Tyson.
What?
Think of like a barbecue, but not a barbecue.
Oh, charcoal something?
Charcoal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Horticultural charcoal.
Horticultural charcoal?
Horticultural or activated charcoal.
Activated charcoal.
Yeah.
I've heard all these terms on YouTube and the TV. You know, like
Yeah. In the background.
What are
I just
some that they
didn't put them
didn't say
together.
like? What's one that they didn't say like cocoa?
Cocoa coir.
Or- But that one's like more. That one's
Yeah.
hard.
But cocoa core, is it like a type of soil?
It's
So it's actually a
Oh,
byproduct
an additive.
of coconuts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've
Yeah.
never actually used it.
Cocoa
It's
core.
pretty nice. The funniest though is when Tyson tries to like say certain types of philodendron names, like Hoyas. I'm like, hey babe, do you know what plant this is? He's like, Philip Dundren, blah blah blah.
it's Rhapsodophyrian, Nostradamus. Something.
They just sound like dinosaurs.
Yes, totally.
When you said Nostradamus, I thought of a dinosaur that has the Notre Dame like on its body. Plants coming out of it.
Like a T-Rex with a hunchback.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is so funny.
You guys, going on from that then, what is propagation?
Okay, so propagation is when you take a cutting from one plant and you keep it in water until it sprouts roots.
I'm so impressed.
And there's different types of roots. There's like the water roots, which are really thin, or like the ones that, like if they're exposed to air, they get thicker.
You guys, I'm gonna need a minute. I need a dinner.
Is that right?
Yes. So if there's different types of roots, what would bring on different types of roots? If water roots come from propagating in water, why would you get juicier roots in other settings? What could you use instead?
Soil?
I guess you could technically, depending on the plant.
That is very true.
Oh yeah, because you're doing that with something right now, right? Yeah.
Per Holly's recommendation.
That's right. I remember that discussion.
Good job.
You're off the hook for that one.
I knew the first part, but Josh definitely would have showed me up on that.
Well, here's a funny one then. What is a peduncle?
Ooh,
this is an intermediate question.
For both of you.
Isn't it like something on the plant that you cut below or something?
You're thinking of a node.
Okay, then
a peduncle.
No clue.
So it's on Hoya plants specifically. And what do Hoyas do?
What do Hoyas do, boys?
They bloom.
They bloom.
Yes.
So why? Why?
Is it a flower? Is it like
peduncle? Is not a flower.
Oh.
It's cool stuff. I don't know if they're gonna get it.
Is it like the spot that sprouts the flower?
Yes, good job. Okay. That's where the flowers emerge from. Good job.
Josh is winning. Definitely.
This isn't a competition.
I just heard
boys.
I just heard
holding it down for the Boozy bros.
Yeah.
Badonk is what I heard.
I literally didn't know what a peduncle was for so long.
And poduncle? Like
peduncle.
Peduncle.
Poduncle. That's my rap
poduncle.
name. I'm Poduncle.
Lil Poduncle?
Lil Podunk. That's really cute. That's really cute cat name.
Lil Podunk. Oh.
Well, we're talking about getting a little gal.
Ooh,
yeah.
A little peduncle. The only peduncle I'll ever successfully grow. That's the thing. So Hoyas don't necessarily just come with a peduncle; they develop it. So they won't bloom until they develop a peduncle.
Yeah,
got it. Those are the ones that the flowers smell like cinnamon, kind of, right?
Yeah, okay. yeah. They have a lot of different smells, but cinnamon. Some of them smell like fake chocolate.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah. That's like the Carnosus. It
So
literally smells like lip smackers, or you know that brand from like when we were kids,
like a chapstick, like
yes.
waxy.
If they had a chocolate flavored lips.
Oh man,
lip balm. That's what that would be.
I remember when they had like Dr. Pepper flavored ones. Like,
yes,
like,
I had too. It's so gross. I liked it
too. Oh. You know. That's where I got my first CD ever. Cheetah Girls, what up?
Limited 2.
Limited 2. That was a vibe. Let me tell you.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, you guys, Holly hit us with an intermediate question, so I'm gonna hit you with an advanced question, okay? Man. And then we'll make it easy again.
We'll do a fun one after.
Yeah. Okay. Gentlemen, explain a genus versus a cultivar.
Bro.
No hints.
Josh can do it. No.
Okay.
Remember, you guys work as a team. You guys are in this together.
So I think this has to do with like naming, right? And like and putting plants in their different species. So like a genus is like a genus is a type, like
ask Holly because even I'm nervous about the answer.
Genus, I'm assuming, has to do with genetics.
Okay, so yes, a genus, or we can call it like a species. Like it is it's what nature gave us. A cultivar is a cultivated variety of something, usually used for like crossbreeding. And
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was really hard.
Okay.
I know. I text because Holly sent me the outline and she's like, add any questions you want. And I was like, let's do this one.
Oh, she's going for it.
So a cultivar is something that was essentially like made
in a nursery.
Yeah. So it's okay. Like a wolf is a genus, and a poodle is a cultivar.
Got it. Okay.
So the Lord did not create a poodle. The Lord created a wolf.
Right. It didn't happen on its own.
And then man decided to mess with God's plan, and now we have pugs and poodles that can't breathe right.
Got it.
Just kidding. So wait, Holly, really quick, what is like an example that the boys might know of a plant that maybe one of us has that's a cultivar?
Oh, okay. So
is a Raffi a cultivar?
No, I believe that's a species. So a lot of our Hoyas are cultivars. I'm trying to think of ones that you have, Angelique, because variegation happens naturally, but it's obviously like a different kind of variation.
Like what about Hoya caryi?
You can breed, variegation can be bred, right? Like you can make more variegated plants with variegated.
It's interesting. It depends because variegation is a cell mutation. So technically not, but if the plant came from tissue culture with stable variegation and you cross that, you might be able to. Wow. But I don't know.
What is tissue culture? For 500. That's tissue culture. So like this is something that does come up with the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Remember when I was buying one and they were like, yeah, it's not TC.
Right.
So I was like,
so a lot of plants, I won't go into it too long because the boys are going to be snoring, but it's basically like plants that are in such high demand, or like how if you go into a Lowe's, you go into a Home Depot, and you're able to just buy a Monstera, buy a Pothos. It's usually done by tissue culture because that's how they get so many at a time.
Oh, okay.
I hope that makes sense. It's made like in a lab, literally like a little, like someone. So Kaylee Ellen did a YouTube video on what tissue culture was. She's like, hey guys, I'm going to try it myself. I'm not in a lab, but she had like this clear box and she like had gloves and it has to be like a very, very sterile environment. And you literally are taking the tissue from the plant and you stick it into this gelatin and it's so crazy.
So I'm sure that probably ensures like a more, like you said, that they can sell it in bulk. So like they can make tons of one type of plant. Yeah.
And the catch is that sometimes they can look different. Like with the Rhaphidophorus, as you guys know, it has a slightly different leaf shape. They say though, once the plant gets mature and it sort of, I don't know, it gets out of its system or just grows more, that it'll start to resemble a non-tissue culture plant, but I don't really know. So leave that to the scientists.
I want to have someone on that's like in there, like knows it in and out. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I part of me like talking through this with you guys is like making me understand how people can get super obsessed with it, because like the amount of lanes that can be had from one single plant is insane.
It's crazy because that part of it's very business led. Like why would we have labs for plants if there was no business for it? You know,
it's true. And there is such a demand for it. So
really, I know I don't want to don't want to stick on TC too much longer, but I know everyone who's into plants that wants a Thai constellation, a Monstera Thai constellation. Holly has one, super cute. Costa Farms that's releasing it in like 2022 or something in bulk in like big box stores. Are those tissue culture ties?
I believe they are. I think and you guys, if I'm wording this wrong, you can just send us a DM and let me know. But all Thai constellations are tissue culture, I believe. Like it is like it's a cultivated variety. So that's another example of a cultivated variety. You're not gonna find a natural Thai constellation in Thailand. You know what I mean? Like it originates from Thailand, like it was made in Thailand, but yeah, it's tissue culture.
Wow.
Devil plant. I feel like if I told my mom, like, hey mom, look what I just got at Lowe's. It's a Thai constellation. And I told her like the history of it, she'd be like, not in this house.
It's so true. You're bringing spirits in the house.
Right, plant spirits.
Have you guys seen? And this is way off topic, but have you guys seen Annihilation, the Natalie Portman movie?
No.
If you get a
I
chance,
haven't
it's
either.
fucking great. It's a sci-fi movie, so it's kind of it has like I guess horror elements to it, but it's about this like alien asteroid hits Earth and then starts like changing life on a genetic level. And the zone starts getting bigger and bigger, and so it starts affecting the plants, the animals, and then people go into the zone and how it affects the people.
It's a pest.
You can say that. It's really good. It's a really good movie.
Wow.
I don't think it did.
Oh,
I don't think it did.
Arrival
but
did. I
yeah,
think.
Arrival did.
They all sound so similar.
Yeah, but Annihilation.
There's an Amy Adams movie that's similar to that, isn't there,
Right.
Isn't that
Yeah,
Arrival?
they came out around the same time.
Is
Yeah,
that Arrival?
Yeah.
Arrival.
See? They're like they both have to start with A.
Yeah.
They both have to be about
One
aliens.
word.
Actually, I don't think I saw Arrival, but I thought it was very good.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Oh my god, sorry, babe.
You're okay.
Did you spill your drink?
I punched it into like cords.
Oh, no.
It's fine. Holly last week, me this week.
Okay, well, here's
Let's make it a little easier.
yes. Okay. How about you guys name a houseplant that each of us own? Like just
Bonus point.
anything in the home that you live in. Can you name a plant?
Oh, okay, so it doesn't have to be specific because as a house plant, like, are succulents and house plants considered the same thing?
You can.
If it's in our possession, it counts, babe.
Okay.
So if you, I thought he was gonna have one just lined up.
Romeo,
There you go.
pepperoncini. Something.
Oh, I love it. Do you have can you describe what it looks like?
Oh man. No, I'm gonna go one for two.
Who memorizes
He's like it's green.
and it's not they're not actually reading, just memorize
Yeah,
it.
I just went to
No, that's totally me because the one I'm going to talk about, I don't know the name, but I can describe it.
Okay,
So, like,
talk about
it's
it.
a-
All right.
The one that looks like a coconut with a little leaf coming out of it.
From
Whoa.
Hawaii.
From Hawaii, yeah.
Stephahedron.
Stephania.
Erection.
Erection.
Erect Stephania.
The erect Stephania. Stephania erecta.
Stephania erecta.
But apparently it has like a new name now. I forgot to mention it.
Saw that. Yeah. I forget what it's called though.
I like this one because it makes people do a double take. They're like, erect? What?
Erecta?
Also sounds
God.
like a dinosaur, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I like any plants that remind me of like alien
Yeah.
species. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, tell us about your plants, Josh, because I think you have a couple, don't you?
yeah. So both of
show and
these
tell time.
came courtesy of Angelique.
So what is this one?
So this one
Make sure the camera can
is an
see it.
air plant here, and it's mounted on a rock.
Nice. I think I
know the
remember
sci-
that.
Holly was with me when I got it for you for Valentine's
yeah.
Day. Do you remember the scientific name of an air plant? That's not what it's
I-
called in science.
I have no idea.
Okay, ready?
Oh, it's on a fossil, right?
On a fossil.
On
Yeah.
a fossil.
Hey, babe, sound it out. Tilans. Come on, say
I'm
it.
just waiting for you to
Say
say
it.
Go ahead.
No, Tilangia. Tilangia.
Oh, just Tillandsia? That was like the first part.
There might be more. I don't know the rest.
Like Tillandsia.
That's the genus.
Yeah.
Thank
there you
you.
go. So this one is not like a tissue culture or anything, then, right? Like
I don't
these are-
know, actually,
know.
because we went to the place where they were growing. Remember, his name was Paul, I believe, of Rainforest Flora.
Okay, yeah.
He grows all of them in his many greenhouses. So not a
Cool.
tissue culture, but it's a
Please.
plantlet.
Yeah.
What's this
And then
one?
this other one, this came from Tucson, at the Green Things Nursery.
Yeah, I went to Green
And
Things
this
that
is,
Becca's talked about.
Nice.
Tiger jaws. It's with the
Tiger's jaw.
tiger jaws.
Tiger jaw. Oh my
Yeah.
bad. There's more than one jaw.
I'm not sure what the scientific name of it is, but it usually has like or in the wintertime, it gets like a really cool yellow flower on it.
Nice.
And this
That
one's
is so
growing like pretty
awesome.
steadily for
It
the
only
last.
had like 3 jaws when you bought it.
It just had the 2.
Only 2?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a year. You're gonna have had it for a year in November.
Coming up, and Thanksgiving, yeah.
I'm always I don't touch it because I'm always afraid I'm gonna kill it because I bought 2 variegated tiger jaws and they both died. So I was like, you deal with that one. I'm not touching it. What is the soil medium, babe? What kind of soil is it in?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
What do you see?
I know it has wood chunks in it.
That's orchid bark.
Wood chunks. Is that perlite?
That's perlite, yes.
And then I don't know what else.
Probably charcoal in there. That's it.
Ooh. Yay. Awesome for show and tell. I was going to say we should get to the juicy question.
Oh, please go for it, Holly.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay. Can you guys guess what is the most we've each spent on a single plant?
Tyson, do you know? I just want to see his reaction.
Probably like $400.
Oh,
big spender.
Wait.
Wow.
400. Okay.
No, that's not permission.
Which one do you think cost 400?
Oh, I have no. Can you give me?
It has to
a
be specific.
It's
probably in the Mars Hydro.
I was gonna say if I did spend 400, it would be in the Mars Hydro.
They're usually like the smallest, like it comes in the smallest packaging when she orders it. I'm like, oh, that's probably expensive right there.
That was $1,000.
2 leaves. It's $200 a leaf. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your guess, Josh? How much do you think Angelique has spent?
I don't know, because I know you've shown me plants that are like 1,800, like
not mine.
So yeah, but I don't think you've ever spent anything like that.
Rent money? 1 month's rent?
You say 150?
Okay, so let's tell our real answers. Okay, the most
as of a week ago.
Yeah. The most I have ever spent on a plant, and it was a cutting with 1 leaf, was $180.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I thought it was gonna be way more than that.
She has a secret stash you don't know about, so you don't see how much she's spending.
Don't ask me about how much I've spent on sports cars.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, you said 150?
Yeah, 150.
The most I've spent on a plant was, oh God, I need to check my Facebook messages.
Wait, I think I remember, Angelique. Wasn't it?
Can you tell me?
90?
I think it was 90, including the Peru cutting. My philodendron.
Oh, okay.
Mame is a philodendron, right?
Yeah.
The philodendron mame, the one that just put out a funny leaf. Remember, I was like, look how nerdy it is. It straightened out. I think I paid 80 for that one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe I paid 100 total because the cutting was for sure 20.
Is it that one right there?
The one in there that just put out a third leaf.
Okay,
Yeah. But I've gotten really close to spending upwards of 150. Like I've wanted to so badly, but I was like
the standard now for like if you want a wish list plant that's not too expensive, like 150 is like the base.
And that's I feel like a plant that like may die in like a couple weeks, right? Like there's no chance that
it could be a cutting. Yeah.
I feel like it's worth it though. Like because at worst you could resell it most likely for more. I mean, depending on the market, but I mean, you're not just blowing it on like a vacation or you're not going out to dinner. It's actually
you're not blowing it on blow.
Yeah.
Holly's like, let me make this clear. You're totally right though, Tyson. Like if it like you've seen Holly do it with her plants that have gotten big enough. You just snip, cutting, money.
I mean, when we were moving without any effort, like she sold like a ton of plants and she just had like $1,000 cash.
Yeah, I made like a G
because she had to like sell all her stuff.
Yeah,
because we couldn't, we already were smuggling across the country with like
so many,
over 100 plants. Yeah. How many state laws were broken?
I know. When we made it through the border of
Florida,
I felt like I was like, we made it to the homeland.
Started celebrating.
Yeah. Why is that song? I think it's in sports movies and it's always in slow motion, like dun 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 dun.
Oh, the running.
They're always
running. It's the running one. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was Holly and Tyson with like Storm next to them, just ooh.
And Fitzy, and oh my god.
He's like, I didn't ask for this.
The guy at the border just waving you in slow-mo.
Yeah. I had this discussion once. I was like, well, you spend like $150 on shoes and stuff. He's like, it doesn't die. I was like, that's true. But
and it's, and I've traded a lot of plants too. So sometimes I'll buy like an $80 plant and I'm like, but it's a fast grower and it's easy to root. So I'm going to get a lot out of this little plant.
Yeah. Up and then and get better plants because of it.
Yeah. The value that plants hold is insane. It's really crazy.
I don't know if I told you this, but I was like, oh my God, we have to like adjust our renter's insurance in case there's a fire.
Oh yeah.
Like the value in our house has gone up exponentially in the past year.
So true though. Like for real.
Like God forbid something like that happened. Like I was like, oh my God, if we get robbed, are they gonna like steal our furniture or steal the greenhouse? Like what are they gonna steal?
The furniture is not worth nothing compared to what the green stuff you got in there.
So true. Well, it's funny because in our front yard, it's like pretty big, but it's off like a main road ish. And I had a variegated monstera with like a little bit less variegation and it keeps on reverting. So I'm like, well, I'm going to let it grow outside. And I'm like, wait a minute. What if someone rips off my plant? So I had to like hide it. I'm like, man, like, that's so scary.
We're in Florida. Everybody's got guns out here. I don't think they're going to mess with your stuff.
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
People do some crazy things for plants, though. But
I mean, I don't know if you gentlemen know, but there's a shop that me and Holly really like called Mickey's. You've probably been, Tyson, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mickey Hargitay. I don't think I've taken you, babe, but like they had to put out a PSA on their Instagram and they took screenshots of their security footage.
Yeah, that's
all these people.
It's happened a bunch of times. It's so crazy.
Tore their alba monstera out of the ground and like snapped it in half.
Stealing plants, I mean, that's insane.
It's so sad.
Crazy. I'm like, stop it. My mom's out here like snagging snake plants in front of apartment complexes. I was like, you can't do that. So my cousin lives in Reseda, and years ago, over 3 or 4 years ago, my mom took they have like a very like long planter, like skinny long planter of just snake plants. And it's like, I don't know, like 3 feet at least wide. And there's a portion at the end that's just empty. And that's because my mom stole half, like a third of the plants. And they never I don't think the building doesn't have like managers that live on site or anything. So I don't think anyone knows that it's been robbed. And that thing is living its best life in Arizona. And I was like,
there you go.
Die on you out of principle.
That is the thing about like the plants that are in those like apartments, like they rarely get taken care of. Like, so I mean, someone there is like,
no, it's true because each hallway has like has like plants periodically, and there's one close to my cousin's door, and my aunt told me she takes care of that one, but not the one 3 feet down that's turning brown. She only takes care of the one close to her door, and I'm like, that is weird. Like, why as an apartment complex are you adding plants, like house plants outside, if you have no one taking care of them?
It's true. I mean, it is Southern California and things just kind of grow, kind of like here in Florida, but it's so true. Like when we were still living in Glendale, my parents stayed at an Airbnb, and it was in I cannot talk about malfunctioning, an apartment complex. And I remember there was this random monstera just planted in the ground, but like huge leaves, like San Diego Zoo size monstera leaves, just growing. And I'm like, this is in the ground. I'm like, if I lived right there, I mean, imagine how cool that would be to just have like this giant monstera in front of your house.
That's a dream.
So cool. Yeah.
I think they make amazing landscaping. Oh my God.
I do too. But yeah, no one was taking care of it. I mean, I'm sure someone was taking care of it, but it's just sort of growing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Ooh, guys, I have a question for you. Okay. Oh my God, there's a few. Okay, I'm going to skip one and go back to it. But which plants, for each of you, what plant or plants do you see around the house that you just cannot understand why we own? Like
they think it's ugly or weird or something like that.
Right. Or ugly, weird, strange, dumb. I don't know.
Around the room, like, I hate.
Holly both know that there's one both of you boys have asked us about, and it's the same plant.
Yes.
You can figure it out. It used to be in the shower at the old place.
The one you got from Lowe's?
Yes.
You rescued it from Lowe's?
Can you tell us the name, either of you?
It looks like a
monstera.
Mini monstera.
See if Tyson's got it.
What's it called again?
Monstera adansonii.
Adansonii.
But I remember Tyson would always be like, "Is that one dead?"
The one we had, I was like, for months, I was like, "Is that even
alive?"
It's green, but
it's
the
green,
quality
but it's
of
not a
life
happy
here.
green.
Yeah.
What's the quality of life?
I know.
It's like living in the shower. Like
I feel like that's one that definitely grows on you, no pun intended,
Right.
as you get into plants. Because I used to not be into it either, but then
Me
one day I
either.
was like, oh.
well, I see it now, and I'm like, wow, that really like I see a dramatic difference in like the life it's living right now than probably what it was living in the Lowe's bargain bin or whatever.
Yeah, for $5.
Yeah.
That's the one I finagled into getting for $5.
Yeah,
I was just like, I think I saw it in clearance. I'm like, there's no tag. I think no, there was like some yellow bits, and I was like, it's clearly not in good shape. So like, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do for me?
You gotta get this one to triage fast.
Triage ASAP.
That's a good trick to do. Like,
You're triaging that one for a while though. Like
I just had nowhere to put it, so it lived in the bathtub.
yeah,
actually, we were in
dude.
the
Yeah, we were in a 1-bedroom, but I was like, the deal though.
but the deal.
You're like, we have to get it because it's an amazing deal. You don't understand.
Tyson, do you have a plant in your home that's your favorite? Or even if it's not in the home, but like something you've seen that you're like, babe, that's a cool plant.
Can you help me remember? I've told you many times.
Well,
my
I
favorites.
think you are a fan of succulents
Mm-hmm.
because he says they're clean. So I'm like, okay, well, what do you think about my other plants?
They're very plump and cute.
They're structural and modern looking. But I
structural,
believe,
that's the word for it.
yeah, I think you like the neon pothos, right? The one in the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he likes that. He likes the neon pothos. Yeah, I don't know. Because I ask you, I'm like, babe, what's your favorite plant in this room? And he goes, I don't know.
I just look around and I'm just like,
Points.
that one.
I like that spicy.
You really want to know. I care about what he likes and dislikes, and he's like,
Well,
I don't know.
do actually look, and I do like, I take it in, but I don't know if it's like a good plan, if it's cheap, if it's expensive. I have no clue.
But that's
No
okay.
clue.
That's how I feel too. Like I have no frame of like how to qualify or judge a plant. You know?
Yeah, me neither.
But see, that's why I think it's so interesting because you guys don't know the value of it. So sometimes it's like, is your opinion sort of changed because you know how expensive it is or not? So that's why I'm always so curious. Like, what do you genuinely like?
Well, like this plant, this looks like a weed to me. Like I would weed patch with my hair.
Holly, tell them which one he's pointing at.
He is talking about my cissus striata. And
very desirable plant in the community.
My TikTok goes off every time I post about it. But you know, it's funny because Nick Pileggi on YouTube, he always talks about the cissus genus and says, it looks like a weed you just grabbed out of the ground and put it in a pot. But he likes that about it. Like he thinks it's charming. But this is not a weed. It's like a trailing umbrella tree.
Yeah, I can see that. But I wouldn't have known if you didn't say it.
You're gonna have to.
If that was outside, it'd be gone.
Because it kind of looks like a 4-leaf clover, but like a weedy one. But it's
We're gonna
trailing.
get emails because of Tyson be like, he was really upsetting me during that bit.
You're gonna get 1-star reviews because of me.
I am triggered by his attitude towards that cissus.
Well, that's kind of on the flip of that. I've seen some weeds just like out in the wild, and I'm like, "What is that? Like some special flower or something?" Because the flower looks crazy.
Some weeds look really nice.
Yeah.
Weeds are really cool.
I was shooting when we first moved here. I was shooting some footage of this property that we live on, and I got a sick 120 frames close up on what I now know to be a weed, and I thought I was like that must be an expensive plant. It looks beautiful, and yeah, that was a weed. I had no clue.
It's okay. It's artistic.
I think we need to like turn things around for the weeds.
That's the thing.
Because like there are plants too.
Yeah, one person's weed is another person's cherry blossom or whatever.
Lotus flower.
Yeah.
Spoken from the lotus flower himself. You were saying this plant you were pointing at?
Yeah. What's this one called?
That's a cool one.
We talked about this a few months ago. The
Starfish
cylindrica.
Cylindrica, yeah. Now it's in Tristina, but whatever.
We've seen this new one like sprout over the last couple of months, and
Josh sees it more than anyone because it's right next to his desk.
Because honestly, I would see this plant every day and be like, "Is that even like?" It looks fake. Like there's no way to tell it's even living. It feels
like cardboard or something. Like it just feels so firm.
Yeah. So we got this the same day he got his tiger jaws at Green Things in November of 2020. Watered it like 4 times since,
and it sits the furthest away from any light, like any natural light.
It doesn't. It just lives on a shelf with not a lot of light, and it has a baby. And I'm like, I don't know what you're getting. It's
basically like a crystal at that point.
Yeah, literally.
That's so cool.
What you were saying earlier too, like anything that doesn't just look like a leafy plant, you like. I've seen like anything that's like you said looked like an alien.
Yeah.
That's
a weird plant.
Yeah.
I love weird plants.
Which plant did I hit with the John Deere?
My grandfather's epiphyllum.
It was in one of those hanging
mounted terracotta pots with the lip. You guys remember from our Glendale house?
I was hugging the fence and I put it in reverse instead of forward, and I crushed the pot. The plant was fine.
The plant survived, so it's
the one that
I was getting a pot. Yeah,
I immediately told her. I fessed up to it.
I knew something was wrong. He goes, "Oh, babe." I'm like, okay, which one did he kill? What did he squash?
Oh no!
I'm like, it's okay. I reacted very well. I wasn't mean.
Yeah, you did.
He's like, you were great.
So nice. So understanding.
You guys, I think I have one more for you.
Let's hear it.
Both of you. Name a plant type or group and as many qualities on that group as you can.
Because now we've learned about groups and genuses. So
this is grad school here. I have no clue.
Yeah, you guys are in grad school now.
So I guess is Monstera a type?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. What's the
name? So what do I got to name?
Now you name all the types of Monstera that you can, and we have a couple in our home.
Monstera adansonii.
Nice.
Freebie.
Monstera albo.
So Holly sent you artwork for one that had a title that pretty much gives away the name. Muy.
What's delicious in Spanish?
Delicious in Spanish.
Deliciosa or
Oh.
Delicioso.
Wait, no.
Deliciosa.
Yeah.
We're like
Latin or Spanish?
Masculine or feminine? I don't know which one.
What is it? It doesn't know.
Monstera Deliciosa is that one. The typical Monstera.
Okay.
What else?
That's all I got.
Dubia.
Doobie Brothers.
Okay. Doobie Brothers. I don't even have a dubia. It's the first one I thought of.
Oh, the Peru, Monstera Peru.
I just thought that I trellised.
Oh, okay.
That's a Monstera too.
Oh, that's a Monstera?
Yeah.
Isn't it so
it'll
different?
Eventually have fenestrations, right, Holly?
I don't know about the Peru actually. But the dubia
have the slits in the leaves.
A lot of them do, except for like the Standeliana, the Peru. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, I'll let you have a break. Tyson,
name one.
Remind me. Hang on. We're cheating. Oh yes. Okay, I knew this.
He knew it.
He was just reminding me the name. All right. I know you love Hoyas. You always talk about Hoyas.
Yes. Okay, any facts at all that you know about them?
You're looking right at one.
Remember
are
we
they variegated?
Some are. And remember we talked about peduncles.
So they bloom?
They bloom. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
That's all you need to know.
They got leaves. They got flowers.
That's all you need to know.
They're green. They're sometimes
grow sometimes.
I'm sure there's roots involved.
You put some water on it and you walk away.
Very good. Well done, boys.
Oh my gosh, Holly, I think there's one more actually.
Is there one more? Let me know.
The second to last one that I wrote. The would you change?
Oh,
one.
what would you change? Would you change anything about our plant obsession if you could?
Change it.
Now that we have alcohol in our system, we can take it.
Yeah, just let us know.
Gotta get drunk first. Or would you like to see any improvements?
Less plants.
Get rid of them all.
I would say no, because I mean, anything I've had to adjust is like, it's just that small little, I just gotta let you know when I'm gonna take a shower so I can find a place to put the plants. Like, it's not anything that's really impeded my life, I would say.
What it's it been like for you whenever I go out of town, getting the list of what you have to do?
Honestly, fine. I'm definitely a man of I like structure. So if I have a list and I know that like I gotta check things off of a list, then that's all I need.
I getcha.
Nice.
Put distilled water in the humidifier and
there you go.
Set it on low.
You guys, I spilled distilled water all over the floor the other day.
Oh no.
So mad.
Were your floors okay?
Yeah, you guys, I don't curse that much. I curse more on the show than I do in real life, but I literally yelled, fuck!
I just came out of the corner. I'm like, is everything okay?
Because I have the humidifier I told you guys about a few weeks ago, and when you fill it up, you have to like take it apart, flip it over, open up the filter, and then you fill it up there. It's like a whole process. And when you're done, you put the filter back on and you twist it shut, and then you put it back on the stand. I guess I didn't twist it shut well enough, and it burst open when I flipped it.
Oh no!
Everywhere on our hardwood floors. I was.
Jeez.
Oh my god! I was so angry. I was so. You know, we just get instant rage. You shouldn't have happened. And then Josh came out, and I was like, "Keep it together. Keep it together." I didn't want to make him upset because I was just being like, I was just getting so mad.
Oh, I know, it's so frustrating.
Water delivered. It wasn't from the tap.
This is fancy water. I paid money for this water. Oh gosh. Anything you would change about my plant obsession, babe?
No, I don't mind the amount of plants you have. If you get more, that's totally fine with me. Aww. But there is going to be some collateral damage sometimes. Like if I'm opening the window or if I'm doing dishes and there's plants there that get burned. I don't do it.
There's one that you keep by the sink that when I wash dishes sometimes I'm always like in the back of my mind, I'm like, don't get water on it. Don't get water on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm used to, if I leave something and I come back to it, I'm just assuming it's going to be the same as I left it. So if there's a plant there and I'm not paying attention, it's in trouble potentially.
I know. Well, and you were cooking dinner and you're just like, I can't even do anything.
There was like 4 plants. I was just trying to make off a spatula or something. It was like there was a ton of plants in there, and I'm like, you know what?
I was like, it's Saturday, babe. I'm sorry. I walked a lot on Saturday.
I have to say, Tyson,
use the shower because we just Dranoed it.
It absolutely warmed my heart when you guys decided you were going to move, and Holly was so stressed about like what to do with her plants. And she told me, she was like, yeah, I was like telling Tyson, like, what am I gonna do? And he was like, babe, don't worry, you don't have to get rid of any of them. We'll just get a trailer. It's gonna be okay. And I was like, yes, Tyson, yes.
And that was the sweetest thing. He's like, why would you need to get rid of any? I'm like,
you got 80,000 brownie points that day. I was like, that's a good freaking man right there. Good husband.
I get it. If you're collecting things, like I totally understand. Like there's no reason you don't want to get rid of those things. You have a connection to them.
Yeah.
Totally. It was really nice. We all have that friend with that guy that's like, oh, this is dumb. So like, let's be real. Let's be real. So
right. Sorry, these guys are taken.
Sucks to suck. Well, you guys, wrapping up, how do you feel your first round on Boozy Botanical Podcast? Are you sober?
Not really. No.
Lavender right into the veins.
All that gin, you know.
Definitely 5 o'clock somewhere. It was literally 5 o'clock for us.
I know, it's like party time over on the East Coast.
For real. Oh my God, it's like late for you guys.
It's all right. We're on a late schedule right now.
Good.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, man. I learned a lot. Like You know, this is
Yeah.
being a guest on the podcast is you don't expect to learn much, but learned a lot for sure.
You did today.
Yeah. You guys really have something special here. Like I haven't heard of like anything like this, and you guys are really dedicated to the plant world. So it's really cool to listen. And I know because I edit all these, so it's really cool to listen to.
Thank
I
you.
listened to 30 seconds at the top and the end. I know.
No, I have to listen to much more than that.
I know.
But yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, keep it going, guys. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Your help all the time with setup. So Tyson, where can the people find you on the socials if you want to be found? Where can they find your podcast? All the things.
Well, T Smith WW21 on Instagram. I post once a year when it's my wife's birthday. But besides that, we have a channel. Actually, we moved out here. It's a family channel. It's Forced to See Adventures. It's on YouTube. Just spending a lot of time working on that. It's a lot of great fun adventures. If you like outdoor stuff, check that out. It's on YouTube. f2s.tv.
Awesome.
Nice.
And Josh, where can they find you and all your podcast things?
Much like Tyson, I hardly ever post, but on Instagram is JoshyXBOI, and keep an eye out for SIGF. We got some stuff coming up pretty soon. So
I got fired.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Holly, where can the people find you as always?
Well, you guys can find me at Concrete Botanical _ at Concrete Botanical on TikTok, Shop Concrete Botanical, and concretebotanical.com.
And you guys, she's got more stuff than ever on the website, correct, Holly?
Lots of terrazzo goodness, checkered terrazzo. Check it out. It's a terrazzo party over there.
And she's doing YouTube videos.
And I'm doing YouTube videos. Yes, I've resurrected that channel. It's been like a year since I've posted, but we're doing it this time.
That's so exciting.
I'm excited.
Are you just youtube.com/concrete botanical?
Yep, that's right. Concrete Botanical.
Guessed, and I was right.
Yes. And how about you, Angelique? Where can we find you?
Can catch me at Sucka for Plantas with 2 C's in Sucka. And as always, you can catch Boozy at Boozy Botanical Podcast on Instagram. We drop new episodes every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube for the video element.
Woo woo.
And we don't have a website, but you can email us at boozybotanicalpodcast@gmail.com.
And please leave us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Really helps us out.
It helps us. We appreciate it.
5 stars only.
Yes, 5 stars only. Leave us a review, babe.
And subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe. We need them. So.
Well, thank you, boys, so much for being on the podcast. We love you.
So much fun.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we love you guys. It's really cool. Thanks for making my drink.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, gentlemen, if you'd like to sign us off. See, I'm not sober. I'm like, sign off.
We got to do our cheers.
Oh, I know.
On that note, cheers.